Alright guys, here we go. Here's the air cleaner. This is missing one of the wing nuts. So we got the one over here. And once you get this off, pop it off, set it to the side, and then we're going to pop this whole thing off and put it to the side. Right back. Alright guys, I just took my little yellow marker and I started from up here on the corner, and you can see I numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I know exactly where my wires are going to go. So what I will do first here is pop off my coil wire, and then we'll pop off each and every spark plug wire going to each cylinder. Okay, now, just so I don't mess up, I'm going to take my finger and clean off some of that. I'll take my marker, and I'm going to mark this post right here, so I know that's my number 1.
I thought that was your number 1.
You're funny. You're funny. All right, let's get this one off right here. Move this to the side. All right, the next thing we're going to do is remove the distributor cap. The distributor cap has 2 Phillips screws, 4-way screws. One right here. That didn't work so hot. Okay. One screw right here. And then directly on the other side, there's another screw right there. All right. Let's get those screws out. Take our cap off. All right, now we're gonna get our marker again, and I'm gonna show you why. We'll be right back. All right guys, the next thing we're gonna do is on the back part here, there's 2 plugs going to the ignition module. Can you see those? Here, pass me the camera. There's 2 plugs right there. Zoom out a little bit. Going to the ignition module, and that's all you have to do is pick the tab up just a little bit and unplug it. Just like that. Get 1 and 2. So I said 2. I didn't get it off. Alright, that part. Now this part is very important. You want to take your marker. First you want to do is take you a screwdriver, and you want to, well, this one might be too long. Your rotor right here, you want to make a line, direct line with your rotor, and look at where it's going to go line up with on the firewall back there. And if I had to go, I go with this one right here. So I know my rotor, when I put the new distributor in, my rotor has to be right there at this line. But that's not the only line you got to do. Once we loosen up the distributor, the whole bottom plate here can turn back and forth to adjust for timing. So you want to make sure you put that back as well. So what I'm going to do here is the corner of the distributor, this corner right here, I'm gonna know that is gonna be lined up right here on the firewall. So now we'll put that distributor back exactly like it goes. Now the next thing you want to have, next thing we got to do is remove the distributor. Now, on the distributor, if you look down there, there is a 9/16 bolt. Right there. And to get that bolt out, I am going to be using a distributor wrench. And that's this wrench right here. And what this wrench is actually to made for the distributor, because it reaches under the distributor to loosen up. One side is 9/16 and the other side is 1/2 inch. And I can take this off if I want and hook a ratchet up to it, or extension in a ratchet, just to get more leverage. But I'll see if we can use just this side to get the leverage we need. So let's put our wrench up under there. And see, it is specifically made as a 12 point because sometimes they know you don't have much room to swing this back and forth. And this one's kind of tight, so I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to go and get me a short extension and a ratchet. Be right back. All right, I got my 6-inch 3/8 drive extension with my ratchet. Now, wow, there was no way I was gonna loosen it out like that. All right, so I got that loose. And let's see if I can now move this a little bit by hand. Guess not. Wow, that thing is... And we don't have to take this bolt all the way out. We just got to loosen it up because the bracket that's holding down the distributor, it's got a slot in it. Just got to loosen this up enough. All right. Now you might have the map sensor in the way that's on this bracket. But you can see I was able to get around that. Now let's see if I can loosen it up a little bit. I'll move the bracket, slide the bracket back. And of course not. So you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I ain't gonna sit here and mess with this. I am gonna keep on being here and I am gonna take that bolt out of there. So let's get to that point and then we'll be right back. All right, let me see, I loosened it up enough. Let's see if we can move this bracket out of the way. So I can, I'm using a screwdriver so you can see it better. You're gonna see the bracket slide. There you go. The bracket just slid back. Good. Now, what we can do here is make sure our wires are out of the way. And look how I can move the distributor. And what you want to do is rock the distributor back and forth while at the same time picking it up. And as I pick it up, you watch the rotor how it starts turning. This thing is down here. This thing has a lot of carbon built up on it, so yeah, you might have to twist it and go bring it back down. Bring it back up, there it is. And pick that distributor right up out of there. There we go. All right, let's go over to our new one and we'll be right back. All right, guys, here we go. We got our new distributor. The customer got one from AutoZone, Duralast Gold. And matter of fact, let's get our old cap. And you see the one we marked up there? So we know that's going to be number 1. So we need to do, put it right here. So it's this one right here that we know is number 1. That's where our number 1 wire is going to go. We're good to go. Put that to the side. The next thing we need to do is take our Phillips screwdriver, and now you can get a better look. 2 screws on each side, 4-way. Let's take those off. go. Look at that. Brand new rotor and cap, ignition module, and the pickup. This is going to be great. All right, let's get ready to go set this back in. Now, as we set it in, this rotor, as we push this rotor down, it's going to go and lock into place. So when we set this down, we got to make sure the rotor is over here. If the mark is right here, we got to set the rotor right there. And as we push down, it's going to turn into the spot. Now, this is a very tedious process right here, because you have down here, you have the shaft that's supposed to line up with the oil pump. So sometimes it will not line up and you be in trouble. When some people say you reach down there with a long screwdriver and try to line it up and all that and blah blah blah. But what I do is just keep on picking it up, turning it, and eventually it turns and locks into place. And we know our other mark is right there. Let's get over there and put this on. We'll be right back. All right, we're ready to put this distributor in. Now you notice the distributor has a new gasket on there to stop oil from coming out, and it has an O-ring. So what you want to do is go down here, and looks like the rest of the gasket is still on there. This thing is really neglected with oil changes. So what we need to do is scrape that gasket off of there, being careful not to drop it down into the engine. And being that it's like that, I know this thing is going to give me a really hard time. So what I'm going to do here is get a rag, stick it down in there so we don't get none. And to get it easier for us, yeah, okay, it's out of the way enough. It's going to be a long process right here. This thing is like really caked up. Yeah. All right, let me get a rag, stick it down there, and we're going to start taking it off. We'll be right back. All right, guys, got my rag here. Stick the rag down in there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is go around and take my time and scrape all that old gasket off. It's time consuming, but you know, you got to do it. All right, so let's get all that off and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got it. Wipe this off. Let's pull our rag out of there. Oh yeah, great, yeah. It took about 15-20 minutes, but it's ready. All right, next thing to do, get our distributor, and we're gonna set our distributor down. And now watch, if our mark is right here, I'm gonna keep our distributor right about there. Nope, way too far off. So what I gotta do is take it up, bring it back some. Now what I'm doing now is actually, by me keep doing this, turning it around like this, I'm turning the oil pump drive shaft. See, now that's down all the way, but it's way off. So I'm going to keep on turning it until I can get that to line up. Instead of drop it down. And you know, this, what I should do is show you guys the other way of doing this. And see, as I dropped it down now, it moved over a little bit. So I keep on going around, and eventually I'm gonna come up and it's gonna line up right to there. It's right there. Right there. Slowly walking its way around. Now it's lined up, but I'm not all the way down. Now, actually I'm maybe a little bit off here. I am all the way down. And put our mark in there, and see, I am off just a little bit. That should be right there, and it's not. Right now, if I put that in there, this timing will be off, and this car will not start upright, not run right at all. So I am not liking that. So we're gonna keep on going. Matter of fact, what I might do here is pick this up, swing it, and then just move a little bit more. Nope. All right, we'll go around again, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got the distributor in. Now I'm gonna bring my bracket over, and I gotta make sure that bracket goes over that. There we go, right there. Gotta go over that distributor base. There. And now we're gonna get our 9/16, and we're gonna bring that in to tighten it up. Wherever it's at. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna tighten this up. We're gonna bring it down. We're not gonna tighten it up all the way. We're just gonna bring it snug so we can move the distributor a little bit. Because remember our point over here, so we know we're gonna be right about lined up with this mark right there. It's perfect. Alright, and while we're over here, we're gonna plug up our distributor, our ignition module, and we're gonna go get our new cap. Be right back. Alright, now we're gonna get our cap down. Now you see right here on the ignition module, there's a slot right there. You want to make sure that the slot on the cap lines right up in there. So we're going to put that on and make sure it goes down evenly. Start putting it. Whoops, whoa, what the heck, man? Cheesy damn Duralast. Let's pick this back up so we make sure we don't lose that screw. Alright, let's go into the other side. Screw. Oh, on the screw? Yeah, I am. Alright, that's one tightened up. Let's tighten up our other one. Okay, now we're going to put our wires on. And you see how we got the mark up here? We know that's where number 1 is. And matter of fact, that's the one we picked up, number 1. And we're going to go around and hook them up all the way up to number 8. We'll be right back. Alright guys, I got this up there. I got my mark exactly where it's supposed to be, where it was last time. And let's start this up. That's nice. I'm good. So I'm going to take my wrench now, and I'm going to go back there and lock down the distributor. Oh yeah, and to a lot of people ask me, how do I work on a car with a tie on? As you can see, when I work on the car, I have the tie tucked in. because there's a lot of spinning stuff down there. All right, so let me reach back there, tighten this up. And you want to make sure that bolt is tight, because as you're driving along, you don't want that distributor to move, and it's going to throw off the timing. All right, we're gonna let this run for a while, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, everything is good. Let's put our air cleaner back on. Car has been running for a good half hour now. Customer said about 10 minutes, car stalls right out, starts right back up. Had it checked out, told it was a distributor. So we were hired to change the distributor. Well, it looks like somebody made a good call. All right, we're gonna let this run another 15 minutes, and we'll be right back.